Dean, I don't know when
I've stopped recording now.
Okay.
She's beginning it now?
Yes, it has started.
Okay.
Recording has.
All righty. Is there anything that bears repeating?
I think we can keep going, but I would defer to you.
I think we should begin again with, we are convening via WebEx, and normally we would hold our meeting in the Richard J. Daley Center in Chicago. The open meeting of the Illinois Liquor Control is being conducted remotely, consistent with Section 7(e) of the Open Meetings Act. Section 5 LCS 1277E, due to the board staff testing positive for Omicron. The Open Meetings Act requires public bodies to allow for public comment according to the rules of the public body. This meeting will feature public comment. Members of the public interested in commenting at this meeting were asked to provide their comment in writing via email by 5 p.m. yesterday. Pursuant to Section 104 of the Administrative Rules governing those who wish to speak, were asked to pre-register via email by 1 p.m. Monday. Those individuals will be called upon and granted permission to speak during the public comment portion of this meeting. Those individuals who pre-registered to speak, please ensure that your information registered matches your WebEx info. Please note this meeting is now being recorded as well as live streamed, and that attendees are participating via WebEx audio conference. As a reminder, please speak when it is your turn and identify yourself when you are speaking to ensure accurate meeting minutes. Please speak when it's your turn. I, Chair Berg, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. Please hold your comments until your name is called. Remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking, and speak clearly in order to help generate accurate minutes. And finally, each vote taken today will be conducted by roll call vote. All right. Do we have everybody? Commissioner Powell up yet, or?
Yeah, I'm here, Chair.
Okay, who's missing then? O'Connell?
We're waiting for Juliet and Don O'Connell.
Thank you.
Looks like they should be joining us in a minute here.
Did you see, Dean, that Juliet is still struggling with the password?
I'm here now.
Okay,
As I say, Dean,
Good.
I just sent the current one, so.
welcome.
Okay, Commissioner O'Connell's on.
Looks like we're still waiting on him.
Thank you.
Looks like Commissioner O'Connell has joined the meeting and audio.
Thank you. First item on the agenda, Secretary Juris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Present.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Present.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Present.
Commissioner O'Connell, Commissioner O'Connell, not hearing anything from Commissioner O'Connell. Commissioner Powell,
Present.
Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Present.
Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Present.
and Chair Berg.
Here, thank you, Dean. Item number 2, do I have a motion for the approval of minutes of the board meeting held on December 15th, 2022?
Moved.
So moved.
Second.
Sounds like it's moved by Commissioner Powell, seconded by Commissioner Melody Span Cooper. Secretary Juris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell, Commissioner Powell,
Yes.
and Commissioner Polito Sanchez.
Yes.
Chair Berg.
Yes, thank you. Motion carries. Item number 3, received Executive Director Gardner's report. Director Gardner.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Chairwoman Berg, the ILCC board members, the ILCC staff, industry stakeholders, and guests that are here with us today. Let me start off by saying Happy New Year, everyone. As everyone knows, this year started off with a bang. COVID numbers were at an all-time high, which is why the ILCC staff are working remotely. And both the Springfield and Chicago offices are currently closed to the public until Monday, January 31st. We were originally scheduled to reopen yesterday, January 18th, but the decision was made to extend it to the 31st in a continued effort to mitigate the COVID exposure risk. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that we are looking forward to returning to the office so that we can resume our normal operations. Let's get started with talking about the delinquency list. This list was transferred over from the Wine and Spirits Distributors of Illinois, i.e. WSDI, as of December 31st. The delinquency list is a database of retailers that have an outstanding open invoices more than 30 days. By statute, those retailers are prohibited from obtaining any further shipments of wine and or spirits until the delinquency is cured, i.e. the outstanding invoice is paid, or a bona fide dispute is filed with our legal department. If a bona fide dispute is submitted, the retailer is removed from the list while legal conducts an investigation to make a determination of whether the delinquency exists. If so, that retailer gets put back on the list. Since the ILCC became responsible for administering and maintaining said list, there has been a marked increase in the number of bona fide disputes that we have received. Thus far, the vast majority, over 90%, have not been true bona fide disputes. To minimize the submission of possible frivolous disputes, we are continuing to analyze the information and data so that we can make improvements to this process and the other delinquency list processes. Since we are new to administering this list, this transition has been trial by fire. I am currently working with 2 supervisors, one for my enforcement team and one for my licensing team, to work out the internal process for the internal process for maintaining this list. While the project will be a work in progress for the foreseeable future, we hope to have a majority of the process finalized and streamlined by the end of this month. A special thank you goes out to the ILCC staff that have been working with me on this time-intensive project. We thank the distributors and the retailers for the feedback that we've received thus far, and we welcome continued feedback. Feedback and/or questions can be emailed to us at the ilcc.delinquencylist@illinois.gov. That email can also be found on our website. In addition to thanking the distributors and the retailers, we also want to thank you for your patience as well as we work out the kinks in this system. A link to the delinquency list can be found on the homepage of our ILCC website. And a link to the bona fide dispute submission form can be found on the delinquency list page. License renewals. All license renewal extensions expired as of December 31st. While we strongly encouraged all licensees to renew early, we still experienced a surge in renewals the last week in December. This was to be expected. The licensing team worked tirelessly over the holiday weekend to ensure that all renewal applications were processed. I really appreciate their hard work and commitment as they processed over 200 renewal applications which were received on December 31st, January 1st, and January 2nd. As of yesterday, approximately 2,200 retailers have not renewed their licenses. This is down from the approximately 5,100 that we reported still being outstanding in December's commission meeting. Like I previously mentioned, both ILCC offices remain closed for in-person transactions. However, ILCC staff remain available for online and email transactions as well as telephone assistance. As always, we do encourage our licensees to renew online versus email and once it becomes available in person, as it allows for faster processing. Due to the December 31st, 2021 license renewal extension expiration date, and the high number of renewals which were processed in December, the ILCC totaled over $2 million in revenue for the month of December, which is a 97% increase for the previous month of November. This is the largest amount of revenue generated in one fiscal month since the ILCC's inception. Additionally, to note in fiscal, the Illinois Office of the Comptroller has returned to interfund borrowing funds from the fiscal year 2020. As far as HR goes, while the ILCC continues to be short-staffed, we are working diligently with the current staff. I appreciate and thank each and every one of them for continuing to ensure that the ILCC functions properly despite this deficiency. We are implementing an employee recognition program to recognize the many ILCC shining stars that routinely go above and beyond while conducting their job duties. We are in the process of working on the 2022 strategic plan. We look forward to having that finalized soon. As far as enforcement, preventing underage consumption of alcohol continues to be a focus of enforcement. We are continuing our efforts to hire underage compliance assistants so we can increase our concentration to stop the sale and delivery of alcohol to minors. We still encourage and invite 18 and 19-year-old candidates to apply on our website. A link can be found on the homepage. Today, we do welcome the presentation of the Tazewell County Health Department, which is located close to Illinois State University. They mark the first of the local and national health and safety organizations that will be presenting to the commission this year. Everyone should have received the ILCC's fourth quarter newsletter by now. It went out via email And a copy can also be found on our website. If you did not receive a copy and you would like to receive a copy going forward, we invite you to go onto the homepage on our website. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a field box where you can input your email address so you can receive that newsletter going forward. Thank you, everyone, for being here today, and that ends my report.
Thank you, Director Gardner. Does any board member have any questions or comments for our director?
I have a comment. I want to commend you, Lisa, on the quick turnaround working on that database. Quite impressive.
Thank you. It definitely is a challenge, but we are rising to the occasion.
Well, very impressive.
Anyone else? Commissioner O'Connell, may I ask if you were present?
I have been present. I've heard everything that's going on, but nobody could hear me. Can you hear me now?
We do. We just want, you didn't want to interrupt Lisa, but we just want to log you in at 1:22 p.m. Thank you so much, sir. Item number 4, receive our division reports, beginning first with Les Peterson from Enforcement. Les?
This is on mute.
Les, you're on mute.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry about that.
Hey, hi.
Hi, my mistaka. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. For the month of December, the Enforcement Division conducted 812 inspections and found 260 violations. Additionally, 65 warnings were issued. We received 47 complaints during December. The most common complaint was sales to minors and over-serving. We continue to aggressively pursue cases concerning sales and delivery of alcohol via online portals with no safeguards to prevent delivery to minors. For December, the Enforcement Division has reported for removal 804 posts from Craigslist, 15 from Facebook, and 2 from OfferUp, which is some significant numbers. On the underage compliance side, for December, the Enforcement Division conducted 1 underage compliant detail, 7 establishments were checked, 0 failed, which is a contrast to last month, but it is also in the same neighborhood and where we had a more than half failure rate, we now saw none failed. But the word gets out that we're out there, and I think that's a good thing. The included in the report is the and for your reading pleasure is 2 notable investigations that show an example of the variety of investigations that we're conducting. There's many ongoing investigations currently, and you'll be seeing those as they come along. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, sir. Does any board member care to comment or have a question for Les?
Chairman Berg, this is Steve Hall. I just have a quick question. I was in an establishment the other day that they asked me if it's okay if they would go and get like their Tito's and everything at a Benny's versus the distributors. So we haven't changed that policy, have we?
No,
and I guess
they
I have
cannot.
questions of Les.
Right, no, they cannot do that.
I didn't think so, but he asked me the question. I said I'd get clarification. And I guess one of our inspectors were in, and that's what the inspector told them, supposedly.
Okay. Feel free, Commissioner, to to give my number out. I mean,
okay.
We're in a case like that, especially where it's a more personal type of a setting, say, hey, here's the grab a handful of my cards the next time I see you, and feel comfort in the fact that I will respond to all of those types of things. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Les. Thank you. Thanks, Chairman.
Anyone else?
I have a quick question, Chair Berg. Les, can you tell me why the cigarettes that were purchased, why that falls under our jurisdiction? I noticed that was one of the investigations that was.
Right. You know, one of the, I don't want to call it a catch-all, but we're obligated to report any violations of any type. One of the things that is changed a little bit was the, you know, different signage and different things like that. Our jurisdiction wasn't necessary. It was a violation. It was a violation for them to have those cigarettes, but we turned it over to the agency that actually has the authority to enforce it. Just no different if we witnessed or watched or saw another type of, any type of a criminal violation, whether it be drugs, whatever, it would be reported to the proper division.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Thank you, Les Peterson. Industry education, Miss Michelle Flagg.
Good afternoon. As the director mentioned, our fourth quarter newsletter was published the first week of January and emailed to licensees as well as Bassett instructors. The newsletter contained legislative updates, info on the delinquency list, in that transition, the transition of the management of the list, discount do's and don'ts. And I'd like to thank each division in submitting such timely articles, because if you haven't read the newsletter, there's a lot of questions that you may have can be answered as it relates to the liquor industry. And for 2002, as was also mentioned, are the industry speakers for each month will have a focus on health and safety. And so these are speakers that or organizations that work in areas of underage prevention as well as substance abuse prevention. This month, at the appropriate time, we'll have Carrie Vitz, health educator for the Tazewell County Health Department, as our first presenter on this topic. And the county, that county health department, they actually host an annual teen conference. So that can, and just having that type of information of the activities that other organizations and that are doing and what they're doing in the area of underage prevention can give commissioners and the public more awareness and exposure on the topic. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Michelle. Does any board member have any questions or comments at this time?
Commissioner Gibbons, Michelle, I just want to congratulate you on adding all of the Bassett graduates onto your list. I think that's going to help a lot. Thank you.
And just to clarify, we haven't quite got to that point of all the graduates, but the instructors can definitely help facilitate getting that information to the students, because they see them one-on-one, or they see them firsthand.
Michelle, I would also like to say I really enjoyed the newsletter. It was the 10 pages of more technical information. I thought it would be very much more informative than it has been in the past. And I think it's going to be circulated more widely and more useful. So I think that's a great tool. Thank you for that. All right, moving on, legal with Mr. Noel Quanbeck.
Good afternoon, Chair, Commissioners. Just for the record, I am appearing today at the offices of the Illinois Liquor Control Commission at 50 West Washington Street, despite the fact that this is remote. We have 96 open cases in December, up slightly from November rather. However, we did close 62 cases during the month of December, which feels good. The remaining cases we have pending with the legal division, there are 18 distributor cases, 44 retailer cases, 20 SAM cases, and 14 non-sufficient fund cases. There are also currently 45 cases which have outstanding requests for pre-disciplinary conferences. That is down slightly from last month. And during the month of December, we conducted 30 pre-disciplinary conferences. The 20 SAM cases that we have pending, 16 of those are first-time offenses, 2 are second-time offenses, and we will be doing a remote hearings for the first and second-time offenders on January 26th. The 2 third-time offenders we had scheduled originally for January 20th. Those have been now moved to January 25th. In FOIA news, we responded to 18 FOIA requests in December. We had only 4 advisory opinion responses last month. And the full pull wine case versus Berg, that's the replacement for the Lebemoff case, essentially. That was filed in the Central District of Illinois. And the AG's office is now requesting that that be transferred up to the Northern District. I know we have a heavy agenda today, so unless there are any other questions, that completes our legal report.
Thank you, Counselor. Does any board member have a question or comment for Mr. Quambeck?
Commissioner Gibbons, this may be the wrong, it may have been enforcement, but last meeting, at the end of the meeting, we were given a letter concerning the background of a licensee. And I just wonder if anything has been done on that and if there's anything to report or what's going on there.
Well, Les might be able to, or might be a better person to answer this, but we have been investigating this for some time now. This is not a new allegation. Our enforcement team, I believe, has done an extensive investigation and concluded that there is not really anything there. They have also forwarded that information to various agencies, both state and federal. And as far as we know, nothing has come of that either. Les, if you have anything you want to add, feel free to jump in.
I think that's it. I think you covered it. We have investigated and forwarded it to the proper authorities.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, licensing, Dushanka Marajan.
Good afternoon, Chair Berg, Commissioners. Just for the record, I also am presenting from the Chicago office here at the Daly Center, 50 West Washington, Suite 209. I wanted to go into a little bit more detail in regards to some of the numbers, December numbers we had based on the license renewal extensions expiring. At last month's meeting, I mentioned we reported 5,172 retail licensees still needed to renew. And currently, as of yesterday, we have 2,288 pending. As you can see, there was definitely quite a few that did renew. 57% of the 2,288 retailers that have not renewed are behind more than 1 year. So they're actually behind 2 years, 57% of those. I do want to thank our industry partners in the retail, manufacturing, and distribution tier for getting the word out to their memberships. That was very helpful. We processed 4,771 liquor licenses during the month of December. Those are very high numbers. We processed these in a very short period of time. I want to thank my licensing team, everybody, for all their hard work. As Director Gardner mentioned, we worked throughout the New Year's Eve weekend. We wanted to ensure that these licenses were processed. Anything we received on December 31st was processed on the 31st. Anything we received on the 1st and 2nd, those were all done. So when we came in Monday morning, we didn't have any backlog. Everything was completed. So I do want to take the time to thank the team, especially Tara Womack, for all of her hard work, working over that weekend and getting everything done. Also wanted to mention that not only did we see an increase in renewals, we also saw an increase in the number of new applications we received. We had over a 15% increase in the total number of new applications we received. With all of this, it was not only the online renewals and the new applications, it was the increase in calls. As you can only imagine, we had a lot of calls coming in for technical assistance. Licensees needed some assistance regarding how to renew online. I'm very glad that we took the necessary steps early on to provide a step-by-step tutorial for our licensees, made some changes on our website. That all proved to be very beneficial for our licensees and was very helpful. So I'm glad we were able to accomplish that. I also wanted to mention that, during the last week, as many, we were also some of the staff was also impacted by COVID. So we did see a little bit, we had 2 staffers out for a few days, but, that didn't impact the processing and review of these licenses. The extension deadline is behind us at this time, but we are still working with licensees. They're still coming through. We are handling the ones that are expired. Those are taking priority right now to get those businesses up and running as soon as possible. And as of a few hours ago, there was just very few in the queue that we had that were not processed. So we're still reviewing those timely. I wanted to also just kind of quickly give you an overview where are we as far as numbers go. Pre-COVID numbers, December 31st of 19, we're in the retail tier, 24,565. Currently, as of yesterday, we're at 23,253. That's a 1,312 difference in total number of licenses. So we are seeing some recovery on our end. We hope that continues. Also, special event applications are starting to come in again for us. So we hope to continue to receive those. And we had over 600 in-person transactions up until the end of December. That concludes my report for today. Chair, Commissioners, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer those for you.
Commissioner Gibbons.
Go ahead, sir.
Duzak, I just want to thank you as a commissioner for the effort that you and your team put in to accomplish this. This is quite an accomplishment.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I think, I thank you to all of you as well as Director Gardner and the whole team. We were very, very busy. I haven't seen it this busy in years, but I'm so glad that we had a plan in place, and I'm glad it worked. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Polito, Sanchez. Dashanka, I'm curious, given these numbers, what percentage would you say are restaurants that renew their licenses, given the challenges that restaurants are going through right now?
Well, the numbers that I shared with you, Commissioner Sanchez, those are the retail numbers. So right now, those are the bars, restaurants, hotels, even the off-premise licensees. We have 2,288 right now that have not renewed. That's the number that we are seeing. And those are in the restaurant tier. 1,402 are the other categories that we have. But majority of the ones that have not renewed are in that retail tier.
Okay, thank you.
But it was good to see, we started out on the 15th of December at 5,172. And thanks to the efforts that we had getting the word out, we're at 2,288 right now. So it's good to see that number definitely go down.
Anyone else have any comments? Deshanka, we can't thank you enough. You and Tara and your new team members just did an amazing job. I knew you'd come through, and your dedication is unbelievable. You're just amazing. Thank you.
We're glad it's over, and hopefully our licensees know we're still here to assist you. Please reach out to us.
Thank you. We're all very proud of you.
Mhm.
All right, item number 5. Our partner presentation this month is from Carrie Vietz of the Tazewell County Health Department. Please welcome Carrie Vietz.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. This is Carrie Vietz. Thank you to the commission for inviting me to speak on behalf of the Tazewell County Health Department and the Tazewell Teen Initiative today. Tazewell County has a population of 135,000. It's a suburban and farming community located in central Illinois. Tazewell County currently has funding through the Drug-Free Communities Support Grant, and we are in our 10th and final year of that funding. Beginning in 2012, the goals of that grant were to increase community collaboration through the Tazewell Teen Initiative Coalition, which actually began back in 2006. And it was to provide, it's been through to provide training and skills to coalition and community members to address substance abuse prevention. We have provided law enforcement training and training for community members on current drug trends through the years, A-RIDE training for law enforcement, and leadership training for youth, to name a few. A goal of the Tazewell Teen Initiative has been to reduce the 30-day alcohol use rate for Tazewell teens. To accomplish these goals, the Tazewell Teen Initiative collaborates with county and state law enforcement, utilizing highly visible roadside sobriety checkpoints. And we do these in coalition or in collaboration with our law enforcement for them to do them in non-traditional hours in highly visible places. So it's not necessarily about the numbers, but as much as visibility. Several years back, we were able to pass 4 social host ordinances in our county. And we also promote parent communication campaigns, such as Parents Who Host Lose the Most and SAMHSA's Talk They Hear You campaign. Another goal has been to increase awareness of the Tazewell County teens that recognize the risk of harming themselves by smoking marijuana through an awareness campaign that the teens have created, along with infographics, which include statistics from the Illinois Youth Survey. And those infographics go out to the high schools and the junior highs that they put up around the schools. A goal of the Tazewell Teen Initiative has also been to decrease the 30-day use rate for prescription medication abuse for Tazewell County teens. And through promotion of local prescription drop boxes and the DEA National Take Back Days and partnership with Tri-County group working on the same goals. The Tazewell County Youth Board is our youth coalition, and it was founded in 1991 by the Tazewell County Health Department, and it's an organization for high school students from the Tazewell County area. Students sign a code of conduct stating that they will remain drug and alcohol free in their public and private lives. And the goal of the Tazewell County Youth Board is to build leadership, individuality, and self-esteem through activities dealing with important issues that impact teens and the prevention of alcohol, tobacco, and other drug use. They are involved in monthly meetings and community service projects throughout the year, such as local night out against crime and other different events that they're involved in. They do an adopt a family event at Christmas and things like that. The Tazewell County Youth Board provides teens an opportunity to be involved in community issues through collaboration with our Tazewell Teen Initiative. So we have basically an adult coalition and a teen coalition. So this partnership includes working side by side with the health department, with the Tazewell County Sheriff's Office, with Illinois State Police and other agencies to promote safety and responsible behavior. So one of the largest events is the Tazewell County Teen Conference, and our 33rd annual conference was just held on January 13th. 149 junior high and 117 high school students attended this conference. It was down in attendance this year just basically due to the pandemic, so we had to limit the amount of students that were there. But the conference is held annually and it's held at the community college in our area during their winter break. So we basically have the run of the college. This teen conference is hosted in 2 sessions, a high school and a junior high session. Both conferences have a keynote speaker, workshop sessions, and a meal included. And workshop sessions include topics such as life after high school, social media, internet safety, nutrition, and personal safety, just to name a few. Our keynote message this year focused on vaping and how to take prevention messages back to their peers. The Tazewell County Youth Board plans the high school conference and facilitates some of the workshops. And the youth board members are also involved in the planning and the introduction of the junior high conference. And we also have junior high members come out to the health department on a retreat day to plan their conference. The youth board is trained annually in group facilitation and teamwork and leadership skills in preparation for this event. All the Tazewell County schools are invited, and the goals of the teen conference include teens interacting with students from other communities and learning new skills to share with their peers at their schools. So that's basically how our adult and youth coalitions are working together on prevention programming in Tazewell County. But the health department as a whole, we do have another substance abuse prevention service grant, and they do teach a curriculum in the schools. They teach the Project Alert curriculum in the schools, and then they have a youth vaping and alcohol campaign that they put out in the schools in the community. And then we have substance abuse prevention programming that is also interwoven in our after school programming that has life skills lessons during their after school programming and also during our WIC and family case management education. And then we are always working to identify community trends through collected data as well. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, Ms. Veets, and thank you for the great work during the teen conference. I think it's very important that you reach the junior high level and the social media, everything of that nature. It sounds like you've touched base on quite a few things. Does any board member have any questions or comments for Ms. Veets? All right, thank you so much. Item number 6, public comment. Pursuant to section 100.41 of the administrative rules governing the ILCC, the public was also provided the opportunity to submit a request until 1 p.m. Monday to participate publicly via WebEx at the relevant portion of this meeting. Secretary Agiris, are there any public comments received via email for today's agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Secretary. Moving on, item number 7, executive session. At this time, the commission will adjourn to executive session. This executive session is closed to the public. The commission is entering executive session for the purpose of discussing testimony and evidence presented to the commission during a hearing. This is authorized pursuant to section 2C4 of the Open Meetings Act. Members of the public will no longer be able to see or hear the meeting, although the meeting will not end. Upon the conclusion of the executive session, the commission will return to the regular meeting, which is open to the public. Do I have such a motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you.
Second, Commissioner Gibbons.
It's been moved by.
As soon as you do that, you will be live on the internet.
So now we are back.
Okay, continuing. Dean, can
Sure,
you?
do we need a motion? Do we need a motion to go back into session?
Why? We're getting a roll call.
Commissioner St. Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, thank you very much. Moving on, item number 8, the appeals decisions. In the case of 21 APP01 Ted J LLC versus the City of Bloomington, the commission has voted to affirm the decision of the local liquor control commissioner. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Second was, I think. Dean, can you please call a roll?
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. In the case 21 APP04 JSP versus the City of Normal, the executive session was confirmed that we will affirm the decision of the local liquor commission. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Dean, could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons, Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. 20 APP04 21 Four-Play Sports Bar and Grill versus the City of Harvey. And also 21 APP05 Four-Play Sports Bar and Grill versus the City of Harvey. We've concurred both cases together. We will vote on them together. Motion to affirm with the local liquor commissioner of Harvey.
Moved.
Commissioner Gibbons.
Thank you. Secretary Jersey, roll.
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons, Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. In the case 21 APP07 Samuel Sledge versus Melrose Park, the commission has voted to affirm the decision of the local liquor commission. We have a motion.
Moved.
So moved. Dan O'Connell.
Second. Chairman Powell, or Chairman, Commissioner Powell. Sorry, Mr.
Sir?
Chair. Got ahead of myself.
Heir apparent. It's been properly moved and seconded. Secretary Jersey, can you call roll?
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. In the case 21 APP12 Forest Park Tap versus the City of Forest Park, the commission has agreed to vote on a reversal of the decision of the local liquor commissioner. Do I have such a motion?
So moved. Commissioner Gibbons.
Seconded, Commissioner Span Cooper.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Secretary Jersey, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons, Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. In the case of petition for rehearing on 20 APP 17, 6 Tavern versus Carbondale. Do we have a motion to grant or deny the rehearing?
Motion to deny.
Second.
Sir, second, thank you. Secretary Jarrett, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. In the case of petition for rehearing on 21 APP 02, Giggs Bajawa versus the City of Harvey, do we have a motion to grant or deny the petition for rehearing?
Motion to deny. Commissioner Polito Sanchez.
Second.
Second from
Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Secretary Jarrett, please call the roll.
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 9 is revocation 22 CR 0013 1A-11-4730 Katie's Kitchen and Clubhouse. Rick.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. Noel Quambeck here.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. This is the only tax case we have today, 22 CR 0013. This is Bushwood Entertainment LLC doing business as Katie's Kitchen and Clubhouse. And we have a recommendation for immediate revocation from our administrative law judge. This was a default judgment.
Any questions or comments?
I'll move. Mr. O'Connell.
We have a motion on the table from
O'Connell.
Commissioner O'Connell.
Second, Commissioner Polito Sanchez.
Thank you. We have a motion for immediate revocation. Moved and seconded. Secretary Jarrett, please call the roll.
Commissioner Span Cooper,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibbons,
Yes.
Commissioner LaMalfa,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell, Commissioner Polito Sanchez,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 10, board comments. Does any of the board members care to make a comment at this time?
I just want to
Yes,
thank
this is
the
Commissioner
Madam
O'Connell.
Chair. Go ahead, Don.
Go ahead.
No, please. I yield.
Okay. I just wanted to say how nice it is to see all of you again after my hiatus. I'm doing fine and hope to be around again next month. So see you then.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Commissioner Gibbons, if I could. Yeah. I just want to say that I want all of you to respect this Omicron. It can be wicked. I know firsthand.
Yeah. I'm suffering with it too, Commissioner Gibbons. So here.
Well, I thank you both for joining us despite that. We appreciate it. There was a lot of cases on, and I know it was a lot. Thank you all.
Anything else?